Hi Floss Tube, this is Luella with Stitching on the Go. Welcome back, and if you are a new subscriber or new watching this for the first time, welcome. This video I think is going to be a little shorter than my normal because I just it's only been a week and I didn't get as much stitching in as I normally do. Those of you that watched last week knew that I went off to a retreat this weekend and I wasn't sure how much stitching I was going to get done, and I got very little. So which was okay with me. I slept between like really early, went to bed early. Like Saturday night, I ended up going to bed at like 7, and which is very unusual for me, but my body needed the sleep, so I did it. And then we had meetings a lot of times, Friday evening, Sabbath, or Saturday into Sunday morning, and they were phenomenal. I was totally blessed by the meetings that we had. I did take some pictures of our, like the lodge I stayed in, and the it's a cafeteria, but it's also like another lodge where all of our meetings were on the campground that I was at. It rained until Sunday morning. So unfortunately, you know, I couldn't walk around doing a lot. So they're pretty much just pictures from my deck and the buildings, the two buildings. Our campground's like at least a quarter mile long. So we just, most of where we were just right up by the cafeteria lodge, and so we didn't really go very far. But we all had a wonderful time, made some new friends, and was very blessed. So I didn't get as much as, you know, stitching as I would have thought that I would have gotten done, because I thought I was going to end up staying up late at night. That didn't happen, but I did get a little bit here and there. I worked on a little bit of my Christmas ornament, and then a little bit of my sampler, but then I came home and did the majority of it. So I have one finish, that's it. And that is the October. I had been working on that last week, and there we are. I'm happy with it. I did make some changes. The changes I made was I wasn't happy with the door or the roof, and so I did that with hickory sticks, and then the door was also another little brown, and I wanted something to stand out. So I took the yellow out of the flower and I made it a yellow door, so it stood out. And now I just got to figure out how to fully finish it, because I don't have a frame at the moment, and it might, I don't know if I'll get it before the end of October. I kind of want to find the white frame in here. It says this little cute little thing, and then just switch it out every month. Either that or a Mill Hill frame. So I'll see what happens. So the sampler that I was working on was this sampler, and as I said, this picture doesn't do it any justice at all. I got, okay, let's pull it out. So I worked on the berries, or like the diamonds on the top in the border. I had the dark pink done, but I had not done the light pink, so that is all done. And then I started working on the alphabet on the second line, and I have it all done except for the S on the end, and then there's a specialty stitch in between. And so this is coming along. I put in enough stitches to meet my challenge, plus like I almost put 500 stitches in it. So my challenge is like 120. I haven't really bumped it up, mostly because I think I put so many different projects this month. But if I have to swap out like some of the acoustics, the fall acoustic, I can, because I have enough stitches in there. I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh my goodness, I think I'm gonna need to swap out some, because I don't want to start all of them and then not finish any of them. So I think that's where my problem is, that I'd rather start and finish and then try to fudge them into the acoustic than have like a million new starts. So that being said, my next one that I'm working on is this one. It's just called Autumn. But I saw on their Facebook page one where they actually split it. So there's this part right here on one board, and then this part, all the words down here, and then this here border they put up on top. And they split it and they put it on a two panels, but it's like a book. So you can like open it up and it stands up like that on your shelf. And so I've saw it several times on Facebook and I just fell in love with it. So that's how I am doing it. And this is, I started with the bottom, and that's what I got so far. And yeah, I am going to have to start in the middle on some of these, because this is, I have like all this space down here and on this side. So I could have given myself more space. Now they did have a brown pot, and I'm like, why all this brown? So I'm not sure you can see it. It's not, it looks black in the thing, but it's actually just like an eggplant or a plum. And so then there's going to be the matching one on the other side. And I might bring in the plum on top somehow. Whether I switch out the door or I do one on the banner, it will get switched. Like I will put some kind of plum in there so that it matches. And so that's coming along just fine. I like it so far. And then I'll just pick the next one that has like the most challenge days on it. And then I will keep on going from there. Who knows? Maybe I can get plugging away at it now that the retreat's out of the way and I have nothing until November. So, at work, you know that I do some easy peasy pieces, and I think I showed this a while back, and this was my duck. I have a friend that I worked with for 5 years at the cab company, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't watch this channel. Pretty sure he has no idea that I even have a channel, so he won't see it. But when I was going through some free patterns on, I want to say I thought it was freepatterns.com. This one jumped out at me. It's supposed to have an umbrella, but I've decided to keep the umbrella off. but he collects the ducks, like the yellow ducks. And so it is almost done. The part that I'm not liking is that it looks like a bald duck. So I'm going to go in and take some yellow and then just feather it up. Just like back stitching kind of, straight lines and feather it up. And I'm hoping that will take care of him looking like he's a bald duck. Actually, I would hope to say that this is a female because, boy, those lashes. But anyway, then I'm going to make it up into like a pillow, I think, and then give it to him. So I want to get that done soon. And so as much as I would be working at work, that is done. And then the next one that I've been doing, I gave up on the fall stuff now for work because I had ditched that one. So now I'm into Christmas Christmas ornaments, and then that'll probably be gifts. So this one I'm working on right now, and let's see. It has a so this is as far as I've gotten. Let me just move this. As I said, I was working on this at the retreat, but I really didn't get very far on it. But I worked on it more last night, got some more of the green in, I got the deer in, and that is amazingly, for such a small piece, is quite detailed. Even though it has the primitive look to it, there's about a few colors in there and that, and I did have to frog a little bit on that one. Oh, and talk about frogging. The October one. I think I frogged that tree 3 times. And other pieces too, but I was just amazed. I mean, I don't know why I couldn't get that tree done. So, it is also the first time I'm like working with a lot, majorly, not the first time, but I mean, I've just started working with even weave. So, and that piece was on even weave, but this is the second companion piece that I'm going to do after I get done with this one. I have it all kitted up along with the one I'm doing right now. So when I finish the deer tonight, I will probably go right into the cardinals. And I'm not sure how I'm going to finish this one up. I might do this one as a flat fold in a book type thing too. But both of these are done by Blue Ribbon Designs, and these were in the 2018 Cross Stitch magazine. So I have quite a few of them in here that I want to do, and obviously quite a few that I have because I had gotten like 17 years of the Christmas one. So there's quite a bit that I am planning on doing, and I just kitted up, and I think I've got it down now. So so that I can stitch more. My husband doesn't have any hobbies, so when I get done with all my thread, then I wind it up, or if it's in a baggie, then I don't do anything with it. But if it's not in a baggie, if I'm still in a plastic the bead organizers, which I do for my Heaven and Earth Designs projects, because there's like 90 of them, and I just can't see myself doing floss bags on those, just to be honest. I can't. Then I'm going to, so I throw them into a dish or a tub or something, and then my husband goes and he puts them away. So he's pretty good about that. And then I told him, I says, well, I'm going to have you start helping me kit these up. All these little small Christmas ornaments that, on a slow day, I could probably do a Christmas ornament a day, when I'm at work. So that's quite a few of them. And he's like, what? That totally threw him. He's like, beyond his wanting to be involved. And I says, no, I'll just give you a list of numbers, and then all you have to do is go into the where we have the thread, and all you have to do is, you know, find the number, pull it out, and then put it in the bag that I have it allotted for, and then just circle any that I don't have anything for, and then we either buy them or I'll look on my thing and determine what other color I want to substitute for. He's like, oh, okay, I guess I can do that. That's pretty easy. I'm not going to give him the fabric chore. I will do the fabric, but the thread, so he puts it away, and then now I'll have him start pulling it for me. Except for the fancy floss, that's stored differently. I haven't figured out how really I want to do it, so they're just on rings. But who knows, maybe I will put them to the, like I have the DMC with the organizers that have like 60 plastic drawers in them. And right now I have a drawer color. So that like kind of equates to 9 of these organizers. And I'm not quite there yet. I need 2 more. That's just for the DMC, and I do not believe includes any of the variation ones. So it could prove interesting. But I'm going to have to organize my closet anyway, so I'll have to figure out how I want to do that. But as I said, otherwise they're on like rings right now, and they just hang down because I don't have a lot, and I do a lot with just DMC, and I'm just, well, I'll never convert over, to fully to just what they would call fancy floss, because I do a lot of the heaven and earth designs, and that will always be Ada and DMC, unless I go to the higher count, which I'm planning on trying to do. But the lower things, I'll determine whether or not it's something that's going to be, that I'm going to be putting a lot of time into, and then I'll invest in all of the DMC or all of the fancy floss for it. Otherwise, some of these smaller projects, especially those that only come out for a little bit each year, the holiday ones, I probably will just use DMC, because quite frankly, there's not a lot of them I'm seeing a lot of variation for it. And so to me, I'd rather just save my money, because I do a lot of projects. I'd just rather save my money and then and just use the DMC, because I have a Joann's close enough, and I have enough coupons that I can usually find them all on sale. So that is all of my my whips and my one finish. I showed last week all of my stuff that I'm working on, so I'm not going to show it again. I am going to continue on the autumn one, and then I'll just choose another of the fall ones that are in my challenges. And for my next project, so I probably won't have a lot of whips if I just do it every week, except for the Christmas ornaments that I do at work. And so like tonight is Tuesday, or oh no, tonight's Tuesday. I was gonna say Thursdays I usually am dispatching. Tuesday, the rest of the week I'm usually in my bus, and so it depends if whether they decide to all leave at one time, and then I have like one bus, and then the rest of the night I'm just waiting around. So then I stitch in between, or like it seems to be, 1 or 2 will trickle out, and then I'm driving all night, because one person will need to go back, and then tonight when I get back, and there'll be 2 people. I get back, and there'll be 1. And they kind of do that all night long. But even then, I usually have some period of time where I don't have any runs, and especially now that we don't have our foreign workers, we're not transporting them back and forth at this point until we get our winter ones. So then I stitch. And last night I was trying to stay awake, so I even started watching Floss tube. So I might have to bump my phone plan up to unlimited so that I can just watch TV and all of that while I'm doing that. And I found this wonderful show. I'm the one who I just love the tiny house and the Pioneer. I always felt like I was kind of in the wrong era. And love the historical books, love all of that. Well, they did a show up in Canada, in Manitoba, where it was a year of living on the real West or something. I found it on Amazon Prime. So I am into that. They had 2 couples, one older, one younger, and they had like $500 for the year. Of course, that's 100 years ago, whatever it was, equivalent to. So it was a decent amount of money, for a year. But you better not hope that there's anything that goes wrong, kind of thing, while you're there. Very rainy. So they really had a hard time getting anything planted. In fact, I don't think they got very much at all harvested, because they said it was the rainiest year ever, like in the record time. Like one storm, they got as much as what their whole month would normally get. So it's very interesting. That's what I'm watching while I am stitching right now. And I'm loving that show. Giveaways. Forgot about them. No, I didn't. There was a couple things. I gave you a question as to what room I was filming in. And the room that, because I only have 1-bedroom apartment, there was 3 different guesses. One of you got it right. Because it's a white background, it could have been any of them. Because that's the color of my walls on throughout the whole apartment. But because I'm using my phone camera, and to make it so that you could read the words, I have to mirror it. So I am in front of the only mirror that is in the apartment, which is the bathroom. So Cynthia, you thought outside the box, and you actually guessed correctly. It has the best lighting, and I can, video without umpteen million things. I am going to actually get an actual mirror eventually, probably this weekend, to get that so that I'm not videoing in the bathroom. But it's a white wall, and I just set up my ironing. I have a little ironing board. I set that on the sink, and then prop my tripod on it and put all my stuff on there. And then I have this, it's a cubicle, and I just haven't figured out where to put it yet in the house. So it was just sitting in here, so I just, pulled it out. And I just brought my office chair in here and just wheel it in. So last week it seemed like a lot of stuff I had to bring in and then take out. This week's not so bad. So, taping weekly is so much better. And I don't have as much stuff. And I know that I haven't really been showing haul, but I literally have not gotten anything this week. I'm actually only waiting for one thing, and they did tell me it was going to take like 4 weeks. I saw it on Instagram and instantly went, immediately over to buy it. And it's a pattern, and it's linen, and it's stamped on. It has the song Amazing Grace stamped on it. It is absolutely gorgeous. I can't wait. And so that is one that I will show you when it comes in. And then that is one that I will probably start immediately. I just cannot wait to get that one. And then, oh, I totally forgot. Next week, I am going to show you, I did get, it was Happy Mail via Instagram, and she goes by Katie, but she's that's not her full name. And she gifted me a pattern out of her shop, and I'm going to link it down below. Her Etsy shop. She has some gorgeous patterns in there, and they really spoke to me because I like tulips, I like elephants. I've been stitching the owls, and so she had several owls, and so I chose a pattern it's a cute little winter owl, and he's a very colorful owl. But he's got the little scarf around him with the little hat, and I'll post a picture of it on Instagram because right now it's on my phone, and that's what I'm video recording on it. And then I'll also probably mention it again next week. I will make note that I have to screenshot that, and because it's a PDF down file. But I will link it down below, her shop name and all of that. But I thought it was super sweet of her, and thank you, Katie. And I look forward to it. I'll probably start that one in November because he's kind of like a winter owl. And there's a couple more that I looked at, that I saw that I also want to stitch on there. I'm just going to wait until some of my projects have kind of gotten done. But and maybe more in the season that they were in, because I know that there's another owl, and then there was something else. She's got some cute Christmas ornament type ones. She had some 3 snowmen, but all very cute. I looked at the pattern, and she does both black and white and colored patterns. And the colored one, they were both very clear. I don't normally go for a colored one, but I think I will use the colored one on this one because they were the symbols were very distinctly marked, and I could tell them apart. It's not like the old colored ones that we had that the symbols were so close together, and there was barely difference in shading or anything. This one was very clear. I really liked it, and so thank you again, Katie, for that pattern. So that really was the only thing I got for stitchy things this week. I haven't been out very far, and just working. But yeah. Oh, I suppose you guys want to know who won the giveaway for last week, huh? Oh, where to go? So last week I had purchased 2 of these, the November Country Cottage Needleworks, and so I am giving this one away. It's brand new. I would call it a senior moment, but I just don't want to admit that yet. So because I ordered them within an hour of each other, and it's just crazy. So I had 2 people that had said that they would like to stitch November. So I've put their names in here, and I will draw it. It sounded crazy when people did it like this, but I haven't figured out the random generator, and there's only 2. So I'm going to do it right in front of you. Can't see which one it is, so... And the lucky winner is Kelly Hale. So Kelly, get a hold of me, and my email address will be linked down below in my Instagram, which is the same as my stitching name, or the channel name. So yeah, get a hold of me with your email address, and I will send that out. Now, I have not gotten Cynthia's out from last week. I will send them out Friday. Things were just a little hectic, and so I will make sure I have a trip to the mailbox on Friday. So, but Kelly, congratulations, and get me your email address, and I'll get that sent out. It'll probably go out Friday also, if I have your email by then. If not, I mean, you have the 1 week to get a hold of me. If not, it just kind of goes back in the barrel, or I'll give it to the next person that's on the list. Someone, I think I was talking with or watching Michelle, and she had, and I don't think this was her idea, I think somebody else was also talking about it, but she was passing it along. This awesome idea of random, well, it's like random acts of kindness, but it's for Floss Tube viewers. And so I think I would really like to participate in that. And basically, it's a floss tuber that is going to randomly send something out to their subscribers, or, you know, people that watch their show. And I like the idea, I really do. And so the only way I can do this anonymously is if you guys, if you ever want to be maybe picked for a random act of kindness, go ahead and shoot me your email address. If you all shoot me your email address, then I will put it into a spreadsheet, and then when I decide I want to do that, or I have something that I want to give away, I want to do it, I can just pull off of that spreadsheet. It also allows me that if you you win a prize, I can just automatically send it to you instead of waiting for you to, you know, send me your email address. So I'm going to initiate that. So if you want to be part of a random act of kindness, please send me your email address, and just put in the subject matter RAK, and then put down, I'll need your name, your full name and your address. And if you have a YouTube channel, write that down on your Instagram or whatever, so that I know which ones it goes, you know, who it goes to. Because some people put in, like mine is Stitching on the Go. It doesn't have my name on there. So if I comment on people, that's what comes up, is Stitching on the Go. So to be able to put 2 and 2 together. So that that was my thoughts on how to, you know, keep it unanimous as to who's getting the gift that I want to send out. And it's not going to be, there's not going to be a specific time, but, and and it won't be a specific, you know, thing. It's just, it'll be something with stitching. Whether it's one of my finished projects or whether it's a pattern, whether it's something that I found that I would think that would be great for a project bag, or some kind of tool, or some fabric, or some fancy floss, or some embroidery floss, or something. It could be anything. So I want to be able to gift that to you. I have tons of stash. Believe me, it's coming out coming out our ears sometimes. So I would love to be able to gift others something that I have or that I find when I'm out shopping. And I'm at a point in my life that I can do that, and it's a nice feeling. I live simply. I don't put my money into a lot of other stuff because it's not a priority to me. But my cross stitching is a priority, and so it gives me joy to get something with stitching, and it would give me a lot of joy to be able to pass that on to others. So I'm excited. I will probably bring it up every video at the very end, or maybe figure out how to put it on like a screenshot in the end. But when I heard it, it was like, oh yes, love that idea. Absolutely love the idea. So I actually am going to close out for today. I don't even know how long it's been, but I wish you guys a wonderful week, and happy stitching, and I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.